The Allegheny Journal is here with Kathy Deacon of the Advancement Foundation. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank you so much for having us, Jerry. We're excited about the conversation and excited about all the things we've got going on in Allegheny Highlands. And I just want to maybe take a second to introduce our other person on the call, Jimmy Garcia. And Jim, maybe introduce yourself and tell a little bit
Sure.
about how you're with us.
Tell us more about yourself, Jimmy. We want to know.
Thank you, Jerry. Well, as most of you know, I was been in business in the Allegheny Highlands for over 38 years. And this past spring, we sold our businesses and kind of went into semi-retirement, so to speak. I'm still actively in real estate and sell for fresh estates and country properties. But the folks from the Advancement Foundation approached me with this idea of helping them with a project. And so after sitting down and meeting with them, I'll have to be honest and say I was a little hesitant about changing my pattern. But once I found out what they had to offer and the tremendous things that we can give these folks, these young entrepreneurs, old entrepreneurs, businesses in the Allegheny Highlands, I was all on board because this area, the Allegheny Highlands, is, in my opinion, the best place on earth to live. And we were blessed with big people supporting us for 38 years. And I want to give something back to the community to help other entrepreneurs and businesses to get their businesses growing in the direction they want them to.
And Kathy, how will this all work? I mean, everybody's heard about the Gauntlet program. I guess it expands a little bit every year. And you also have a pretty diverse group participating, don't you?
We do. So one of the beautiful things, I think, Jerry, about the Gauntlet is we are growing. We're now Virginia's largest business competition program. We've had over 800 entrepreneurs go through the program in the since 2015. And, you know, what we know is that small business is the greatest economic driver in these small communities. And there's so much talent. And so we're really delighted every day to get to do what we do and offer resources and programming, and some placemaking into communities and for entrepreneurs. So we're excited about, we're moving into our 9th year. 2023 will be our 9th year of the Gauntlet. And we really do. So there are two pieces. We've got the Gauntlet. And we've been in Allegheny Highlands for a number of years now. Lots of really smart, cool entrepreneurs have come through. And, I always like to tell this story. We've got one entrepreneur from Allegheny Highlands, Richard Mansell, who was doing some tinkering in his garage around power. And I guess the economic development folks from the Allegheny Highland regions, they had a conversation with Richard and said, "Oh, you've got to go through, the Gauntlet." And he's like, "Oh no, I'm just a hobbyist. I don't really have much going on. I'm just tinkering around in my garage." But they convinced him that that's what he needed to do. And that, I think, was in 2018, 2019. And he now has a company valued at over $8 million. And
Wow.
so we continue to offer support. And he, just like, Jim was just talking about, he has given back to the Gauntlet as a mentor now, helping other entrepreneurs. And that's what we love. We've got a network of close to 400 mentors and industry experts that when folks go through the Gauntlet program, which is a 10-week business planning class, and we bring in industry experts to sit at tables and, just kind of talk through their own journeys. And we love that many of the folks who have gone through the program are now participating by helping to support other entrepreneurs. And we know, resources are limited. And so we're excited to be in communities helping economic development folks, the Chamber of Commerce, to really provide what the entrepreneurs need.
Kathy, I believe one of the greatest garage entrepreneurial stories is Apple Computer. So we don't
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, what a great, and Jimmy, what's going to be your role in all this? I mean, all of us know you and know you get along with everybody. So you're somehow you're not going to be retired, buddy. Not anytime soon. You just want to be retired. That's all.
Well, when I spoke with Kathy and Annette initially, when they told me about the Gauntlet and the value added product producer program that's out there, I thought to myself, wow, I wish we had this 38 years ago when we started. For
Yes.
us, it was kind of baptism by fire. And now we have the resources here that we can help these people and in so many different ways. One of the things I'm going to be doing, of course, is getting folks interested in the Gauntlet, but also the value added product producer segment of it. And I'm going to help identify businesses, which I've already started, that want to see their business grow. They want to see how they can do it. They have questions and needs, and we're going to be there for them, every step of the way to help them through that process. Now, as with Kathy and I, we've all talked, we're not going to do it for them, but we're going to have the resources there so that they can get it done and get over avoid some of the hurdles that we often go through in small businesses. I mean, as you know, we all wear a lot of different hats in a small business, and it's hard to be everything to everybody because you can't be. So when you can get help, it's there, and it's so great that this program is here in the Allegheny Highlands.
It
Yeah,
really
and
is, and it's got quite a history. I don't know how many years now here,
I think
Kathy?
we've been there about 5 years.
Okay, and tell
Yeah.
people just briefly, if I'm an entrepreneur and I want to get started or I want to register, I mean, give us a little bit of background on how they can go about it.
Yeah, so you don't even have to have a business. You just have to have a business idea.
Okay.
And if you've got a business idea that you'd like to see move forward, you just go in, sign up on www.theadvancementfoundation.com/gauntlet. And there's an application there. Ask a lot of questions about kind of where you are in your idea, but we don't turn anybody away. We've got gig workers, we've got folks with businesses that perhaps they've already started a little bit but need some extra help, or folks who just have an idea. So no one is turned away from the program. Once they get signed up, we will, register for the program. We will actually work with them, provide them some information. We've got a whole obviously program that we go through, and it's 10 weeks. COVID or the COVID times, actually, there were some silver linings, right? So pre-COVID, we were actually doing all of our entrepreneurial training, the Gauntlet program, in person. So we were having to be in lots of different communities at the same time. And so now we're kind of hybrid. What we're doing is it's a 10-week online class that will take place starting February the 7th from 6 to 7:30. Everybody comes on. We are using this really great program called Air Meet. So we get to divide people up into separate tables, perhaps by industry, perhaps by level of business experience. And we plug in then the mentors who are giving back into these tables to help answer questions, facilitate the conversation. And the in-person part of that is in each community, we are doing some in-person networking events. And I think one of the really amazing things about the program and about the fact that we are doing some of it virtually is that we are now able to connect folks all across from Virginia to each other. So we could have someone who's starting a brewery, in, I'll just say Martinsville, to somebody who's already been through the program, a mentor that's helping facilitate some of the conversations, who's already started a brewery, say somewhere in Allegheny County or Roanoke. So we're creating these cross-regional and cross-community connections that, our entrepreneurs will tell you are invaluable. Many of them who go through the program say, listen, if I hadn't won a dime, and, that's one of the great things about the program is every year we award over $300,000 in cash and in-kind award prizes. And we all know access to capital is one of one of the big hurdles for entrepreneurs. And so we're lucky to be able to do that with support and sponsorships from each of the communities. So yeah, and then we have our big graduation ceremony in May. It'll be May 25th, 26th. I think we're still working on that date. And that's when all of the cash awards and in-kind awards are announced. We've been doing it out at the Benton War Memorial. The place is packed. It's a really fun event, very exciting. And so, yeah, it's as simple as filling out an application.
Well, Jimmy, I thought you were joining this conversation today to specifically give me some instruction on how an old, aging newspaper guy turns into a broadcaster with video. I'm waiting for that instruction. I hope it's free.
Hey, it is. Isn't it amazing where we end up?
And a
But
circulation guy too at one point.
exactly. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
we've known each other a long time.
Right.
And I do want to say, and it's very true. You're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. And we've got a lot of great people in the Allegheny Highlands. And I want to make sure we take a second to recognize the partners that we already have working with us. And you, Jerry, at the Allegheny Journal is right at the top of our list. We've got Allegheny Highlands Chamber of Commerce, Mountain Gateway Community College, the city of Covington, town of Clifton Forge in Allegheny County, Highlands Community Bank, and Jackson River Community Credit Union, just to name a few. So those are so key in our work here. They believe in this, what we're doing, and it's obviously going to pay huge dividends for our area down the road.
And the Allegheny Foundation, I believe, as well.
And the Allegheny Foundation, yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
And speaking of the Allegheny Foundation, Jerry, you asked the question about what Jim was doing. So we actually we received a grant, the Advancement Foundation received a grant from the Allegheny Foundation to help identify value-added product producers. And a lot of people don't even know what that means. It sounds like a really big idea, but it could be someone who's producing, small batches of barbecue sauce from their home or a commercial kitchen, and getting them to recognize, or helping them to recognize, if they're interested in scaling, how to commercialize their products. So how do you take a small batch, barbecue sauce producer, and turn that into a producer who's able to, figure out how to distribute their products more widely, things like that. So that just a little idea. And so when we were awarded this grant, we looked at some folks who could help us in the community, who had relationships. And gosh, we talked to a couple of folks, and Jim came right to the top. He's got really great relationships with folks there. And he's been there and done that. He has scaled his own company. And so, and we're talking about from, I guess he bought the printing company, grew it, and then even figuring out his succession plan. So, which he's done well. So we're delighted to have Jim on board. And I know he's going to be very busy and has already been busy in the community. So.
That's right. Exactly. And there's no idea too small. So, that's what we want to get across to folks. And I hope that there's a way we can let folks know. I'll put my name, number, email address on this anywhere you want it, Jerry, and let folks know I'm a phone call, email away, and I'd love to hear from them.
You two bundles of energy. We certainly appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today. Thanks again for all you're doing.
Jerry, thank you for your hosting us for this conversation. It really is important to the Allegheny Highlands region and to regions all across the community. And we really are passionate. You say bundle of energy. We are truly passionate about supporting entrepreneurs and providing them the program and the resources that they need to help succeed. So we're delighted to continue to do the work, and really excited about getting more fully engaged in the Allegheny Highlands region.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.